A lot of people are like using it as another fireball to throw at The Last of Us 2, saying, "Oh, look, this is way better than that was." And
how to make a proper sequel.
yeah.
The Last of Us 2 wasn't bad though.
No, I mean, but a lot of people think it is.
There's a lot of haters out there.
And
because they killed Joe. Because they killed Joe. Shit, I'm pissed off they killed Joe.
Yeah. You hear they're coming out
Shit,
with most likely coming out with DLC, multiplayer DLC for that?
No,
I wouldn't mind that at all if they are. That's kind of dope.
I'd check it out too.
You know how many times I let Abby die on that game?
I want to play specifically as the horse.
The horse?
I'm checking the audio real quick.
Horse is a horse, of course.
Anyways, still, fuck you and Infamous.
Oh,
Got some fucking assholes.
Hey, your food looks good. Your attitude's for shit, but your food looked good.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, but fuck you guys.
The top ramen would have gone great with my char siu last night.
Fuck our couches. Oh man. All right. Anybody that's tuning in, it's gonna be a couple minutes before we get real deep into this, but we'll let you know what's going on. This is episode number 8, and tonight we're gonna be it's gonna be a double feature. The DP, some people are calling it. It's gonna be on the GTA Los Santos Summer Special DLC on GTA Online that came out this past Tuesday. That's the first half of the episode. If you only want to listen to that, that's where you're going to find that info and that discussion. And then the second half, we hope you stick around for. That'll be on the Destiny 2 Solstice event. The summer solstice event that they do every year. So it's kind of like a 2-part episode.
Summer event.
Night out of my
it's
face.
The Solstice of Heroes event, not just
We're
the
heroes! There's an inside joke to that, me and Guts have. That's why it got all weird there for a second. So let's get into GTA first. Like we said, we're gonna. For those of you, so that's me, Sirius, and Guts that have played it. How do you guys like the cars? Let's talk about that first.
Which cars? Because some of them were cool, some of them were retarded.
Well, any of them, just in general. Talk about the ones you liked, talk about the ones you didn't like, why you didn't like them.
Mm-hmm. Was pretty cool. I like that. That one you had a season in the race with the speaker on top was dumb as fuck.
As it's meant to be.
I have to say, I like more Benny's a little bit, but other than that, not really big of a fan of most of them.
Okay. Is it
See,
because
I'm not a fan of lowriders in general.
Ah.
Yeah, I just like more of the the customization from the Bennies. Like you do more customization, so I think it's a little bit more fun and more more details.
In a car for 4 hours the first one.
Yeah, I think it's much more better for just more details and everything like that. But other cars, that doesn't have that much detail to it.
Yeah, that's always been the case for the most part. A few exceptions here and there, but I mean, things that go in Benny's have way more mods than everything else.
Yeah.
What do you think about? Go ahead.
I was I was just saying now certain cars they do have a little bit more customization, but not as much. But I think Benny's have the most, so I like mostly anything that comes from Benny's anyway.
I thought you can modify them because they don't actually come from Benny's.
Well, you could buy them off of the website, but only
so Benny's is the provider of actual cars.
Yeah, any car that you can take into Benny's, you can buy from his website. You don't have to buy it from there, but you can buy it from there. If it's not on his website, he won't modify it. It's not a car that he'll take in. What'd you think of the new rims, the new street category of rims?
They're rims.
About time.
That they added more, or that they added the ones they added specifically?
That they added more.
Okay.
You know, I think, you know, I think it was about time. They added a little bit more.
You realize where those ones came from?
I think from the San Andreas, like the old one, right? From the original San Andreas one. Am I right?
A lot of those rims that they added in this new street category are actually ones that used to be stock rims on other cars. Shit. So, like, remember, like, the Adder, not the Adder specifically, one of the other Bugattis came in and they had, like, a special set of rims on it that were stock that you couldn't get on any other car, that didn't exist in a custom way. Now you can get the custom Adder rims and put them on any car. You know, or Bugatti. I keep saying Adder, I mean Bugatti, the Tripodi ones.
See, like, my only thing with that is, like, okay, so you can get a custom set of rims, but you can't customize your rims. That's why I said they're just rims.
You can paint them. What do you mean by
some of them you can paint, but, like, you should be able to paint any set, chrome any set, all of that shit, and you can't.
You can chrome any set.
When I asked you...
I don't remember you asking me that. When you go and pick a set of rims, like you go into wheels, right? You pick your category first. That's the first thing you do is pick your category of wheel, like you go into high-end or off-road, muscle, whatever you're going into. And then it'll ask you, do you want regular, I think it's called, or do you want chrome? Right there. And then if you don't pick chrome, then you have the option of painting. You can't paint the chrome ones. Now, in some of them, like some of the new street ones, or even some of the old categories, they'll have like a chrome lip or a chrome piece to the rim in addition to the part that you can paint. So half the rim will be painted, half the rim will be chrome. But I mean, there's not a ridiculous amount of new rims, but I mean, because it's been so long since we got new rims. Benny's was the last time we got new rims. I just thought it was a nice addition.
The morning the DLC had come out, you were asking, what do you think about these rims? And I had told you, like, well, can you chrome those? And you were like, no, they have to be in the chrome category.
Yeah, there's certain exceptions. Whatever I had probably couldn't be chromed, and I just didn't elaborate properly on explaining to you why they couldn't be chromed. I think they probably, if they came out of the street section doesn't have that. It doesn't have a chrome section and a regular section.
Well, yeah, you were looking at all the new shit, so I'm guaranteeing it was in the street section.
That's probably what it was now that we're talking about, yeah. So I personally, there's only one car in there that was really good for performance, that it stands out in its class as something that is, like, very competitive, that you can take into races in its class and it's going to perform well for you, and that's the compact car with the dumb speakers on top. Which, by the way, that is not something you have to have on that car. That is a modification you can put on that car. And I chose
to make it look that dumb?
Yeah, I did it just for silliness, just for be fun, like a meme vehicle. I thought it was hilarious. I saw the speakers and I'm like, oh my god, this... Plus I wanted to see if it worked. It actually works. When you're outside of that vehicle and you turn your radio on, you could hear the radio loud and clear outside of the car because it's got those speakers on the roof. I just thought it was hilarious. And then once I put that giant set of house speakers on the roof, I'm like, alright, we're going silly. Let's go all out silly. So I put the big giant wing that I put on the back. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put that wing on the back. That was just to be silly. There's other cars like that had tons and tons of modifications too. The truck, the Yosemite that you could take into Benny's, and the van you could take into Benny's were really unique. Had a lot of mods.
Stop lowering the trucks.
No, the Yosemite, you lift it when you take it into Benny's. You take an air ride
but
suspension.
Benny's was all lowriders.
No, well, it is and it isn't. It's got sports cars, it's got supercars, it's got things like this van and this pickup truck now. The pickup truck, you take a lowrider-esque, it doesn't have hydraulics, but it has air ride, and it's really, really low. You take that truck in there, and when you convert it, you turn it into a lifted off-roader. And there's just ridiculous amounts of mods on it. I mean, you could chop the roof off, take the doors off, take the tailgate off, put the engine sticking out of the hood, or have like a cutout in the hood so you can see the engine. All kinds of like different roll bar options and interior options, and just ridiculous amount of stuff.
I'm still gonna turn that big ass truck into my daily driver.
The Insurgent Pickup Custom, yeah. All right, so we talked about the cars.
Like 10 more million.
I bought them all for YouTube because I wanted to make videos on them this time around, which I'm going to try to keep doing going forward. But normally I would pick and choose. In the past, I would pick and choose, okay, I want this one, I want that one. I'm going to check out a video to see what the mods are on that one before I buy it. You know, I want to wait and see what the performance on this other one is. This time I just bought them and modded them all, and some of them I went silly with. What about clothing, masks, and tattoos? Did either one of you check out any of the clothing or masks or
I walked
anything?
into the barber shop for the first time and got the shit scared out of me.
How did you get the shit scared
Why
out
I
of
would
you?
shave my fucking chest hair into a bikini, I don't know.
G4 did that.
G4 is G4.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the EAZ now. If you want to join me, Crimson, you said you wanted to join, or Guts, if you're not up to doing anything or whatever.
I'm finishing my adventures for this armor set.
Okay. Crimson, you there?
I haven't had the chance to like really check the tattoos and the clothing out.
I didn't check out the tattoos either yet.
I got a new mask.
They got a couple new masks. They got like some hockey
turtle
mask things. Yeah, some animals like turtles and mice and goofy shit like that. I really didn't check out like the tattoos, hairstyle, which they haven't had new hairstyles in forever, so I'm not expecting them to.
Yeah, that's why I was like expecting like nothing like new really. But
There's some new clothing in a bunch of different categories. Nothing if you walk up to the register at you know, normally where you would see like outfits and it would say, you know, the High Life DLC or the Casino DLC, and here's all the outfits. Nothing like that. It's just all, you go into your clothing categories, you go into like tops, and you'll see stars in the categories that have new things, and there's a bunch of them that have new stuff in them. And there's the 2 new arcade games too. They have clothing unlocks for them, which I'll get into right now. Do I even have that on my talking points? No, I do. I did not write that down. So let's get into that. Did any of you play the arcade games, the new arcade games?
No, y'all didn't get to any of that before I had gotten off the first night, and the second night, all y'all wanted to do was race.
Yeah, there was so much to get to. We got to the yacht, got into the yacht missions. We did the scavenger hunt and everything. We'll get into talking about all that at some point here. The arcade games they brought in are, you ever go to like a carnival and they've got the thing with the big hammer that you pick up and you slam down on the plate and it raises like a...
Test your strength.
Yeah, exactly like that. It's called Axe of Fury, and it's basically button mashing to get, like, to charge up your energy, and then the bar will start to drop, and as soon as it drops into the dark red, you're supposed to hit the X again to stop it, and that'll determine how much power you put down into your swing to get a score. That one I'm really not too keen on. This other one, I got all 4 awards out of it already. I got all 4 t-shirt unlocks, which I have one of my new outfits. It's pretty cool. If you ever played Tetris, I never played any of the newer versions of Tetris, but I played old Tetris back on like the original Nintendo and stuff like that. And this is like an advanced form of that. It's called Cubed. I guess it was on older versions of GTA. I had never played it, but it's really fun. I mean, I literally sat there while a couple other guys were doing yacht missions yesterday, and just played it for like 2 hours, and I was completely entertained. Like, it's a video game in a video game, and it's just really fun. You should be
Yeah, I did that in like San Andreas with that.
Was it?
Galaxy.
Yeah, they said
They did that in
it's...
San Andreas with that like Galaxy type game. So you play in CJ's house on the TV. The game within the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
I think
didn't
it's a
realize
neat idea.
they added all of that to the little summer DLC.
Well, there's a... You know about the arcade in general, right, Crimson, or no?
I played the 5th.
Okay. The arcade came out last DLC in December, I believe it was. It was the Casino Heist DLC. The arcade acts as a front for your heist to go rob the casino. And there's maybe a dozen different video games that are playable within the arcade. You have to buy them, obviously. You buy your arcade cabinets. And then you can go and play these games, and some of them are really fun. Racing games, side-scrolling adventure games, just a bunch of goofy stuff.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It sounds like they add that stuff I may be interested in. Do I have to do the casino heist in order to
No,
have access to it? Okay.
you just have to buy the arcade. Now you have to buy the arcade in order to do the heist, but not the other way around. Let me rephrase that. You have to buy the arcade in order to host the heist. Somebody else could host it, and you could participate without owning the casino. Let's see. There.
Sounds dope.
So,
I might get on later tonight and do that.
yeah, I wanted to try to get you on yesterday, and I forget what the hell happened. I got caught up with something, and then I got busy. I was going to message and see if you wanted to hop on so you'd have a little more to talk about tonight in terms of relation to GTA.
Copy.
Yacht missions. You know the yacht, Crimson? Are you familiar with that at all, or no?
No, I haven't touched it. I have a bunker. I have like the underground whatever facility, and a CEO office that I've never done any missions for. But that's the extent of my GTA right there.
Gotcha. Well, they brought a yacht out sometime after Heists came out, and it was like 10 million, roughly, between 6 and 10 million to buy the yacht, depending on what version of it. There's like 3 different versions that you can buy. And it was never really a money-making thing. It was more of a flex and just another, like, off-sea apartment. I mean, like, offshore apartment you could have in it and stuff like that. And now they've added missions to it that you can actually launch either from your phone, or you can go to the yacht and go right up to the captain of the yacht and talk to him and launch the missions. And they're kind of like the old Contact missions. They do take you out of the free roam to do them, and they don't pay that much. But they're fun. You know, I wouldn't say it's something you want to do to make money. I would still say, like I always do to everybody, the businesses, and if you want to mix the businesses with some heists here and there, are the best way to make money. This is just going to be like for fun with friends. And it's a good time.
I did the one where you had to run around, blow up all the boats on the jet skis, and then get away with like 10,000 cops looking for you.
Yeah. Serious? Did you? I'm trying to remember if you were there with us. If you did any of those missions, the yacht missions.
Oh yeah, I was there. It was fun. I liked some of the missions.
Yeah.
Those was like, you know, the type of missions I like doing anyway, like little gunplay action. So there's nothing bad about it.
The aircraft carrier. That was fun as shit.
Yeah, that was the new, one of 2 new, what do they call? Where you get the supplies for the nightclub? Can't think of it. I have it written
You're
down.
the one who knows about the game.
Yeah. Business battles. Business battles. So now there's also been changes made to the business battles, which gets into a lot of the quality of life things that they've changed. You used to have like 4 or more people to trigger a business battle. now you only have to have like 3 people, and they do work in the invite-only lobbies too. And they also trigger more often. It's like every 15 minutes instead of every 20 or 25 or something like that. So that's cool. It's like just a quality of life change. But the missions themselves, one of them, well, first of all, other business battles always only really ever offered 2 crates of supplies. Like if it was a vehicle, you could blow up the vehicle and it would drop 2 crates of supplies, so you would have to make 2 trips if it wasn't a vehicle, or you could potentially split it with another player, a friend or whatever. You know, he could take one and you could take one. Now, they have the same amount of supplies they did before per crate, but now you can get up to 8 crates in one mission, one business battle. So that's a lot of, I mean, I think it was like 80, I want to say it was like 80,000 or something I made off of like 5 crates that I picked up on the one business battle. And the 2 variations are the aforementioned aircraft carrier mission, and the another one is like a factory that you go in where they're like manufacturing drugs and stuff. You go in and you know, take everybody out, and then you can steal all the stuff.
That one I made like 30,000 per package, though. That one was crazy. Because y'all told me to like deliver the last 5 packages by myself.
So that was your payment you got at the end of each package?
Yeah, it just added, it didn't like pop up, oh, 30,000, but like every time you checked your money and checked it again, it'd be 30,000 higher every time I dropped one off.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention to the actual money I got, so that's good information to know. All I was paying attention to was how much money I was getting added, like not money, but how many, the value of the supplies that were getting added to my nightclub. So that's even better, because I forgot to mention that and think about that. You got the cash that it's giving you, plus you've got the value of the supplies. But the aircraft carrier is there only during that event, and then it goes away again. And it's pretty cool, though. I mean, you go out there, you fight all the guys on it, you have to take out the, like, disarm the weapons
system.
Yeah, so that you don't get shot down, your aircraft don't, on your way in and on your way out. Anybody, Crimson, you know where this Taken dude's at? I want to get this Taken guy.
He's typically in the garage.
Oh, I found him.
Yeah.
Alright. Before I start with this, let me look at the talking points again. Talk about the yacht missions. Scam business battle. Okay. Got that. What about the drug deals? Did you guys have any experience with the drug deals that are new?
Didn't do a drug deal.
Okay. Do you know what they are? What's going on with them? Any of these?
Nuh-uh.
Alright, so the drug deals are like these little blue dots, kind of like if you played single player, they used to be called Strangers and Freaks missions that would just randomly spawn in on the map. Now they have it where you'll be driving around and all of a sudden one of these blue dots will pop up and it's a drug deal going on, and it's usually like out of the back of a car or something. And you could take out the guys that are there, steal the car, and then you'll get a message saying, hey, you found my product, deliver it for, you know, reward or whatever. And you take it to wherever you want to take it, and so far, all I've seen is it pays around 10 grand. I haven't seen it pay any more than that. So I don't know that...
It's a free 10 grand.
Yeah, I mean, it's free 10 grand, but depending on what level you are, what your money is like, 10 grand is like, oh, I'm not going to bother with that, you know what I mean?
Considering buying supplies is like 75,000, so you'd have to do 8 of them just to buy supplies for your businesses. Not really worth it.
For people that don't own businesses, or for people that, let's say, you're just goofing around in free mode, and you just resupplied your business and you got nothing to do, well, you see this little drug deal going on. Oh, okay, I'll go do this real quick. You know? Crimson, don't open that yet. Try to spread out. Oh, he opened it. Alright, I'm going to go down in this bottom corner over here if you want to head to the opposite corner and let the blueberry maybe go top mid or something. Wherever he goes, we'll just hope he goes in a different direction.
You got 2 chests over right by you?
Yeah, I got a couple over here from what I saw. Alright, I'm not going to be that good at talking for the next, like, 30 seconds here.
Minute or two.
I could bring up the next subject. Did you guys, any of you do the open wheel racing? I think Guts, you might have been there for a little bit of that, right?
No open wheel.
No open wheel? Just regular? Okay. Serious? Did you get a chance to partake in it?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not at all.
I know you're not big on the racing, but... So, you know the open wheel racing's been in the game for a bit now, and it's much more... there's a lot more mechanics in it than there are in the regular racing, where you've got tire wear, and depending on what wing you put on the front and what wing you put on the back and all this other stuff, it'll much more affect your... it's stuck in this building. It'll affect your grip on the road and your top speed and everything, your traction, a lot more. And you have pit lanes, and you have, if you damage your car, you start driving like crap, compare a lot more than what it's like for the regular car racing. And then you've got the tire wear, where your tires can actually pop during the race, and you have to go pit and get them, you know, fixed. So what they did to make it better is they added a little meter. It's like a diagram of your car in the bottom left corner, right? And the car will have like indicators on it. It'll light up red in different sections if you've damaged that section of your car, and then the handling will degrade as a result. And the tires will start to turn yellow, and then darker yellow, and then finally red. And if they, you know, once they're starting to get red, you better go get a new set of tires because they're about to pop. And if they pop, you know, even respawning won't fix your tires. You've got to pit in order to fix them. So if you, you know, you'll be like driving half a lap on rims, and that's no fun. Not at all. They added that. They added, when you go in the pit lane, you can actually swap from soft to medium to hard tires on the fly in the pit lane. So let's say you picked soft tires for this track, and you're only like 4 or 5 laps in, and you realize, man, I gotta change my tires already. I want to switch to something else, you know. So then you go ahead and you can switch in the pit on the fly, which is really helpful. What else did they add?
Hey, Infamous?
Yeah.
I believe it's G4, because the O1K4S, it has to be G4. To specify with the nightclub supply missions, if you don't own a nightclub, it deposits your cash in your bank.
Oh, for the supply crates for the business battle. Thank you, G4. I didn't realize that. I saw his comment.
That explains a lot why it deposited in my account, because I don't have a nightclub.
Yeah, I was going to after I finish my point, but yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Another thing they happened to have added to the open wheel racing is at the beginning, this isn't a big thing. You know how on the regular racing it'll go like 3, 2, 1, go, and then if you time it right, you'll get like a boost. Now they actually have lights that appear in front of you that are more like F1 racing lights. You know, it's like a row of 5, and it'll go ding, 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 you know, and then you go, you know what I mean? Forgive my poor impression of the sound effects, but you get the idea, you know what I mean? So they've added quite a bit, so much so to the actual handling of the vehicles that the guy that tests all of them and stuff, he said it's going to be like a week or more before he can get that information out as to what's the best in class now and you know, where they all rank and everything. So they really put, I hope they put a lot of what they're doing in that into the regular car racing. And last thing I'll say on that, the racing is they added the creator for those races into the game now too, so you can now create your own open wheel races, which has a lot of different props to it and all that kind of stuff. Did anybody do the prop or scavenger hunt?
Nope.
Serious? Did you do any of that? You were gonna do it the one night. I don't remember if you got into it or not.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have.
Where you went to the movie studio and met with what was his name? Solomon or something? He was the guy.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, he was the guy in single player that you do the missions with. Michael does. for the... I forget exactly what he does. I think he makes that movie Die Hard with him, or not Die Hard, whatever the heck it was called. Some kind of goofy name. You could actually watch that movie. Go to this guy's office. His office has been broken into, and all of his like awards and stuff that he's won for making different movies. Like he's a producer or whatever. And he wants you to go find him because he's like, the cops are not... They're not getting this done fast enough. You want to help me out? You want to go find these? There'll be a reward for you, or in it for you. So you go and you have to go around the map just like all the other scavenger hunts, and you got to find all these things. Now, I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to things like that, I don't go looking for them on my own. That map is huge, you know? Ain't nobody got time for that. So I looked up a guide. The first 7... You just go when they're on different spots of the map, you go and you pick them up. And then the last 3 spawn like those drug deals do, or like if you remember how Packy was for the casino heist, the one gunman that you had to like find driving around in the police cruiser. It's like that. You gotta just find these other 3 packages. Will be driving around in a van randomly, and you gotta find them and get them. So I ended up getting all 3 eventually, and each package, like each prop you find in return pays you 10 grand, and then you get a 50 grand bonus at the end when you deliver the last one, and you get a new alien outfit, which is the alien outfit that, if you remember in single player, you would see the astronauts walking around with the aliens in the movie studio, and I think Michael also had like a drug-induced mission where he was like fighting against them or something. So it's that alien outfit. It's not the purple and green ones that have been fighting each other for the last couple of months. So it's not, you know, it's not like, oh my god, it's tons of money or really super special cool thing, but a neat little thing to do. You know, I enjoyed it. And then, I forgot to mention earlier with the yacht missions, there's the captain's outfit that you get. If you host them, all 6 of them, I thought there were 4 of them at first, but there's actually 6 of them. And if you host them, you unlock the captain's yacht, the yacht captain's outfit, which is pretty neat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And they don't, again, those missions don't pay that much either. They were paying 18 to like, I want to say 30 was the highest I saw, or high 20s. So the pay isn't all that great. Another thing to be like, well, I'm probably not going to use this to make money with, but it's fun to do it a couple times with friends, you know, check it out, have a little laughs. There was a totally unique mechanic in the one mission, I don't know if you were there for that one, Sirius, where you flew the Tula, you know, that one that you could rotate the wings and take off vertically with?
Yeah.
Seaplane. You flew that one, 2 people did, and then 2 people were gunners on them. And you had to go and dip into the ocean to pick up water, and then you would fly to where these cars were on fire and drop the water onto the cars to put the fires out, because it was like you were trying to save somebody's vehicles from getting burned up or something. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think I remember that mission. Yeah, I think I played that one.
Yeah, that was pretty unique.
You gotta go in the water. Yeah.
It'd be neat if we could do that. I don't know how useful, I mean, it really wouldn't be useful, but it'd be cool if we could do that in single player, too.
Yeah.
Add that to that plane.
Yeah, single player. Phil. Gotcha.
Now, you were saying the gunfighting and everything more than the racing is your thing. Did you realize they added a bunch of adversary modes to the casino?
I did see it, but I didn't get the chance to. I didn't even get the chance to because I was waiting for Raina to join me on it. Because usually I play with her with all the adversary modes and stuff, because we usually do it together and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't actually play any of them either, because, you know, PvP isn't really my thing too much. About the only time I'll play that kind of stuff is with you guys. But they're pretty much all the same adversary modes, as far as I could tell, as exist already in the game. You remember, like, the one where there's a guy, like, hunting everybody else, and they're, like, hiding or whatever? I think it's called Slasher.
Yeah.
That's one of them that's in there. But there's, like, I want to say there's 6, there might be 10, something like that. different ones, and they take place all in different parts of the casino. I don't know if how much time I'll end up spending on those. I'm not a big fan of those kinds of things. The only adversary modes I've ever really gotten into are the ones like I don't even know if it's an adversary mode. The shoot 'em, overtime, rumble ones and stuff like that. When they're on double money were fun. The ones where you land the car on like the dartboard to score.
Yeah.
Things like that. I don't know if that qualifies. Alright, what about...
I've been playing, like... I've been playing certain games on GTA, like, certain times, like... But not as many. I've been stuck on one game as possible, and I'm, like, addicted to it right now, so that's why.
You can mention it.
Oh, you know, the Ghost game, the Ghost of Tsushima? What's it? Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll probably end up doing a whole episode on that because it's a very popular game. So, did you know about the fact that we got more garage space, more property space? Is that something that will even affect you? Do you need more space? Are you full?
Oh yeah,
I mean, it gives me more room for my 3 cars.
Well, you're relatively new. I mean, you'll get to that point someday.
Yeah, I know.
So that has no effect on you. Serious, you need more garage space though, or no?
I need more garage space.
Okay.
And I need more vacant, like another property on, you know.
Mm-hmm. So they didn't add a business or anything like that with a garage this time. What they ended up doing is, you know how you could have 6, I think. These like the penthouse and the Eclipse Towers, the stilt houses, 10-car garages. You could have 6 of those before. Now you can have 8. They gave you the ability to buy 2 more.
Oh wow!
So it's 20 more slots, which I ended up buying 2. They were on sale as well. So that's a nice addition for, like me. I didn't know what I was gonna do if they didn't give more garage space. I'm absolutely packed to the gills, and I wanted to buy more cars.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I did a car showcase, like a garage tour video on my channel the other day.
Yeah, I saw.
And 231 cars, and on like 21 or 23 different properties. Spread across that many different properties. That's what I had. After buying all the ones I wanted from this DLC. So what about the quality?
Nice.
I mean, it's cool, but you know what? Honestly, as cool as it is to have those things, when you don't have them, like I kind of envy some of you guys that have less, because you still have all that to look forward to. You have the opportunity to go buy these cars and modify them, hook them up, and organize your garages. Like, I'm all done now, and especially since this DLC, we should get into that in a minute, brought everything all at once. There's no drip feed. I'm done. Like, I have nothing left to get until the next DLC again. You know what I mean? It'd be like in Destiny if I went and got all the guns and all the armor there was to get in the first couple days, and then, like, I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting for the next DLC. You know?
Yeah.
So from that aspect, it kind of sucks. But when it's nice to try to pull a different car out every time I feel like going to drive across the map, or if we go do a race, I'm like, oh, let's race this car, let's race that car. You know, it's nice to have them in that aspect. A few times I've gone to a car show. Did you guys know about the quality of life changes?
I don't think I've played enough to notice any quality of life.
Okay. So you used to have to register as an MC president. This was a function that came out when that DLC came out, the motorcycle clubs, to be able to go into your menu and say, I want to return my personal vehicle to storage. So let's say you had a car out, and you were standing right next to it, and you couldn't just call the mechanic and get another car because he would say, hey, you know, dope, your car's right next to you, you know what I mean? I can't bring you another one. What you would have to do is either get away from your car for like a good distance, like a couple blocks, and then call the mechanic, or you could choose to register as an MC president, and you would have the option then to return your personal vehicle to storage just by holding down the touchpad menu and accessing that option. However, when you do that, you're opening yourself up to being attacked, your MC being attacked. So it's kind of a risk to do, you know? And then now they've added it, you don't have to be an MC president. It's just a function in the touchpad menu. You can do it whenever you want. Doesn't matter if you're a CEO, an MC, or neither one. So it's really nice quality of life add to the game. LJT, you know, beep, this is LJT calling, public service announcement, you know, like he always called you and letting you know, hey, your Coke business is full, or hey, you're out of supplies at your weed, you know, and it seemed like the guy never stopped calling, and he always called when you were in the middle of doing something. Can get really annoying, you know. He doesn't call at all anymore. Now he texts. So you will never get another call from LJT.
Thank God.
So that's actually a nice little thing. Another little thing, you can buy snacks. You don't buy them, you actually just get them for free. The only other place in the game you used to be able to get snacks for free when you wanted a refill was at your CEO office assistant. Now you can get them from your arcade bartender, or whatever she is, that chick that's at your bartender.
What do the snacks do?
Snacks give you your health back. So you're in a gunfight and you're losing health, you go into your menu and eat some snacks. You can have it set up so that when you emote, you press your analog sticks in and emote, you can, instead of emoting, you can eat snacks. Or you can just have your touchpad menu open, your little quick menu that sits up in the top left corner. Some people do. I like to do that in the middle of a gunfight, and then I lose my vest, I hit X, put another vest on. As soon as I'm out of vest, I switch that to snacks so that I can keep putting snacks or eating snacks. Your character will do the animation of eating the snack if you're not in cover. If you get in cover or your ADS on your weapon, he won't do the animation and you'll just get the health. It's very helpful in things like heists and higher level activities. What do you guys... Two more questions on the GTA DLC. If you guys don't have anything to add after that, we'll probably move on to Destiny. I know I've kind of, you know, been talking a lot. Did anything I brought up that any of you want to comment on?
There's a lot of it we haven't done.
Yeah, I know. It's more of an informational thing than a back and forth thing. How do you guys... This you might have something to say about it, because I kind of felt bad. Like, I was excited, Guts, when that morning, like, oh, Guts, this is his first time on with a new GTA DLC. This should be exciting. You know, I can show him what it's like. And it was such an underwhelming in terms of what there is new to do DLC. You know, there was no new business. There was no new heist. The missions that were there were kind of lackluster. So it was the focus of the morning for me became, like we were talking about before, well, I'm going to start modifying these cars because I want to make YouTube videos out of them.
6 eternities later.
Yeah. So that's what I ended up focusing on more than anything initially, like the first 2 days. And then once I got all the cars modified and done, then I started to focus on doing the missions that needed to be done and stuff too, checking them out. We're doing the open wheel races.
See, like the first like 2 or 3 days was nothing but modify cars, modify cars, modify cars. Everyone come to my shop and then I'll go to your shop. And then after that it was, well, now let's race all these cars. And it was like, I thought we were gonna play all the new content. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not sitting around for this. Just sitting watching y'all mod your cars I can't afford.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand
Add that I can't afford part a little louder.
If I wasn't making YouTube content out of modifying those cars, I wouldn't have been so gun. It's the first time I'm doing that. I've kind of decided I'm going to do that on every DLC. I'm going to modify all the cars and make videos on them. Because it's just something I want to start doing, and I noticed somewhat of a vacancy. There's people that make like the short form of showing off the mods of the video of the cars, but there used to be more people in the GTA community, YouTuber community, that made videos like I'm making, where they sit there and they actually really talk about it and take their time.
And go through all the upgrades versus here's the fully modded car with all the best upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys still that do GTA series videos, does it really, like if you want a really quick and dirty, like, this is what there is, this is how to modify your car, or not how to modify your car, but here's what's available. It just cycles, they cycle through all the mods really fast, and all the liveries and all that stuff on screen, and if you want to slow it down, you could always pause the video or whatever to get a better look at something if you wanted to, you know what I mean? But I wanted to try to do like a longer form. But anyway, how do you, this is probably more for serious, how do you feel about there being no new business and no new heists? It's just a couple of missions, you know, all the cars and stuff, the adversary modes. Are you disappointed?
I'm always disappointed at Rockstar.
Oh, wow.
See, like, my whole thing of looking at it is, I would have called it the summer event, not the summer DLC.
Yeah.
You know, I hear DLC, I'm thinking this is everything is getting a little something. Mm-hmm. Not just we added some cars and we added this little shit to do and now fuck off. Yeah. Like, that's not a DLC, that's just an event.
Well, their first DLC, the Beach Bum DLC, was literally a couple free cars, and that was it, I think. Maybe a few haircuts.
Yeah.
A gun.
I like to go into that, like y'all explained to us, like they said, oh, we're so sorry this was shit, here's some free shit.
Yeah, the launch of the game was all buggy. They've said in their newswire, which they're really shit at communication. You think Bungie is shit sometimes at communication? Rockstar is absolute garbage. It's like they want everything to be super secret. Let's not tell anybody what's going on.
Because they think they know what we want, and it's not that.
Yeah.
It's like they think they know what we want, and it shouldn't be like that. They should, you know, interact with the people that really that plays it like hardcore, and it's not fair. It's not right. And just with the like this DLC, it's not bad, but it's not good. I'm not like, you know, happy about it, but you know, like Gut said, a DLC. You thinking that you'll get something out of the DLC.
Juicy and meaty, not just here's a sandwich.
Yeah, like it didn't feel right. Like the yacht mission, I think it was going to be like a yacht heist, like something that's going to be like different.
I was expecting,
you know, it was just, I thought it was going to be more.
Yeah.
But just because of the coronavirus.
I was expecting free mode missions for the yacht. Like missions we could do in free mode, kind of like how we did for the casino for Miss Baker. I was expecting something like that. The fact that it takes you out of the lobby into those little kind of contact mission style missions, and they don't really pay much, means I'm almost never going to play those. I might have done them on the side, you know, when I was in a lobby in the past, you know, if it was like that, while I was waiting for my businesses to supply or whatever. But now that I gotta leave the lobby, heck no. I'll hardly ever do them. I like the businesses a lot more than the heists, but I do like the heists too, so I'm a little disappointed that there wasn't one. I guess there was some miscommunication, because apparently I was confused. They never said this was gonna. Remember, I said in the I don't want to almost say the twab. In the Rockstar Newswire, they had said that the next DLC is going to be the biggest DLC ever, and it's going to have a heist and an all-new location and this and that. That's not this DLC. That's the next one. I don't know when that's coming, but it's the next one.
Yeah, probably when a PS5 come out.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure it won't be exclusive to the PS5, but still, it probably will be around that time frame.
Yeah. I'm just not like happy with the DLC, that's all. It's not bad, but it's just not good.
Yeah.
I don't know, for me, it's just, I haven't played it so long that everything sounds incredibly interesting, I guess.
Well, when's the last DLC?
For a new player like me, like to me, it's like, oh, they're like, oh, it's just another one of these. It's like the aircraft carrier was fucking cool. The raiding the factory was fucking cool. You know, the driving around on the fucking jet skis and blowing up all the boats and running from cops. That was cool to me, and everyone else is like, oh, it's just more of this shit. It's like,
yeah, that's because you guys don't play as much.
Right, I'm just here twiddling my thumbs like, well, I guess I'll have a good time.
It's not that it's not good content. It's that
it's more of the same.
Yeah, we've been playing for so long. It's also that, you know how on okay, let's try to put it into perspective with something on Destiny. We don't run regular strikes unless it's attached to a quest or something. We don't sit here and farm regular strikes most of the time, right?
Only at the beginning of a new season, so we can get our light up.
Right. Why? Why don't we farm them?
Because there's no point in them.
Exactly. The benefit versus the time investment is not there. That's how it is with those missions for the people that have been playing a lot longer and are used to bigger payouts and maybe have a fatter bank account. It's just not worth the time investment. It's not, you know, all the time you're going to spend doing those missions, which is sad that the game becomes that sometimes, because there's things like, for instance, the Arena War. I love the Arena War modes. I think they're really, really fun, but nobody ever wants to do them.
I like the one with the drone and the RC truck.
Yeah.
I love Motor Wars.
That was fun.
No, not Motor Wars, Arena Wars, Crimson. I don't know if you played that, where you're like using like Death Race, Twisted Metal-esque vehicles in the arena, fighting each other. Have you done that?
The flipper truck.
No, that sounds fun.
Oh, dude,
it was so awesome. Much fun. I think that was one of the first things Evan showed me, and it was like, now I'm going to play this game some. And then we never did it again because it wasn't on double money.
The, what do you call it? The only negatives about that is it doesn't pay a lot of money. So a lot of people aren't motivated to play it because, well, it's not going to make money. And everything in the game is centered around money. I want a new car, I want a new house, I want a new business, I want new clothes. I need the money, so I'm going to go ahead and, you know, spend
what's
my
on
time.
Triple Money this weekend?
Yeah, what's the quickest way to earn money? I'm gonna spend time playing the Triple Money thing, the Double Money thing, the you know, whatever's the best way. But it doesn't you don't end up spending much time doing what you want to do, what's fun. I like racing a lot, and when I don't get a chance to race because nobody wants to race because it doesn't really pay any money, you know. That's unfortunate. Last thing, so I guess I don't really have to ask that last thing. The last thing was, did you have fun in the DLC? And I guess everybody kind of already answered that.
When I played, I did.
Yeah.
Well, when I actually did missions, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in Infamous's garage, watching him flick through 30 different options of paint, not so fun.
Hey, when a man's got options, he's got to be thorough.
Yeah. Soldier, I'm just talking to this guy in the comments section, who's just spamming the same thing over and over again. You could do that all you want. I don't know if you're trying to be purposely annoying, but even negative like thumbing down on a video helps my video get more views. So go for it, buddy. If you want to do that, go for it. All those, you could make the same comment 600 times, and all you're doing is helping me. Appreciate it. Thanks for the views.
On your comments or on the live chat?
No, on the live chat comments is Soldier number 5837. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. He keeps typing. Whatever. It's not, like I said, it's not bothering me.
Yeah, fuck him.
So let's move on to
Who's
Destiny. That? I don't know who that is. Let's move on to somebody being a troll, as far as I can tell. Let's move on to Destiny. We'll get some more interesting conversation, maybe. How many characters... So, the Solstice event. Everybody here besides Sirius? Sirius, you going to stick around? You said you might cut out around a time. Not that I'm trying to give you the boot, I'm just asking.
No, I'm cutting out because this is you guys' plateau right there. Okay. I don't know shit about Destiny 2.
Okay.
So, peace out. Scouts.
Thanks for making it, bro. It's good to have you.
No problem. Yeah, no problems. And screw you guys anyway, too.
What did I do? Damn.
Oh,
Not
man.
you.
You're guilty by association.
Yeah, anyway,
That's shit. Okay.
Peace out, Scouts.
Later.
Later, dude.
So Destiny 2 Solstice event. If anybody
It's
doesn't,
the Solstice event.
yeah, if anybody doesn't know what the Solstice event is, it's been
Solstice
going
of
on.
Heroes.
This is the third year, right?
Yeah.
This is the third year, so it happens at the end of every year since Destiny 2 was launched. And the first
How
year.
technical do we want to be?
Go ahead.
Technically, it's the fourth. The first year was the beginning of the Red War.
Oh, yeah, because you're coming in from the Solstice event in the cutscene where you land at the tower.
We were going to the tower to the event.
Mm.
That's why we were wearing the armor.
Right.
That is the base Solstice armor.
But for
A lot of people who didn't play at the beginning don't understand that's why it's that armor again.
I never understood that until you said that to me. I don't remember when the first time was you told me that, but I didn't know that. That's part of the lore in this game. It's hard to find it unless you seek it out. You know, it's just not. It's in a way it's a good thing, but in a way I wish it wasn't like that. Like if you don't go looking for the story, it's not really there a lot of times. But the Solstice event is supposed to be a celebration for the year of everything you've done, all the different activities. So it asks you to dip your toes into Crucible and Gambit and Strikes and everything. And your reward is going to be armor. The last 2 years, the armor that we got was quickly made irrelevant and no longer useful shortly after requiring it.
1 month later.
Yeah. This year they made some changes in an attempt to make it more worthwhile, and we'll get into all those changes as we talk about this. It's basically you're just doing a lot of different things. You get to start off with a blue set of armor, then you go up to a legendary set of armor, and then you go up to another legendary set of armor, and that set has a final set of tasks or jobs, whatever that it asks you to complete in order to unlock this white glow. You can see it's on my character right now. The only thing I don't have it on.
Objectives.
Yeah, the only thing I don't have it on yet is the boots. I got to do trials this weekend, and I'll have that done. So how many characters are you doing, Guts?
All three.
All three.
I'm finishing my hunters right now.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting my magnificent set on my hunter, and then I'll finish all three this weekend. My Titan's totally done.
So it hasn't negatively affected your motivation that they said there's no reward this year for doing all three characters?
I mean, I'm just doing it to do it. Like,
Right.
It gives me something to do in game when no one wants to do anything. So, not really.
Okay. The Crimson, have you played it at all? I mean, you're playing it right now with me, but I mean, are you going for the full set on any of your characters?
I've already got the Magnificent set on all three characters.
Oh, damn. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I paced myself for once.
So what you have left to do then is just, you were talking about trials or something?
I have to do the Master Nightfall. I've been struggling to get done. And
Really?
We'll have to
trials.
run
Man, Infamous can help you with that.
that. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Trials...
I've been struggling with that.
Trials, the PvP side of our clan helps us with like, I'm not that big on PvP. Guts is more into it than I am, but not the biggest into it either. But we've got our PvP admins that have been doing a wonderful job. Shout out to Death, Dicky, and Prophet, taking people through flawless runs and getting them their armor and wins and all this other kind of stuff. Helped me get the auto rifle a couple weeks ago when it was at the 3 wins.
The Summoner.
Mm-hmm.
No, they've been doing a great job. And actually having someone run it and set up groups has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Because very few people would have been able to, like, get the triumphs for this armor and shit without them.
Yeah. So, what was I gonna say next? You got all 3 characters done. Guts, you're working on all 3. I'm only doing 1. And I'll get into the reason why I'm only doing 1 right now. So, the last 2 years, the event had a reward. The first year it was a ship. It was an exotic ship that only existed in this event. And it didn't look like any other ship either. It was a completely unique ship that you got if you did all 3 characters. And I was kind of salty that first year because my buddy that I played with a lot at the time, Schnookums, was grinding out all 3 characters.
May he rest in peace.
And yeah, right. And I wanted to play like that too. I wanted to grind and keep playing, but I'm motivated by loot. I'm not motivated by the joy of playing the game. I'm very motivated by loot. And there was no... You couldn't do it if you had 3 of the same class. At that time, I still had 3 warlocks. And 3 warlocks, you could no longer get raid loot, I don't think, at that time. I don't remember if that was a thing yet, but I know you couldn't get the ship. Well, you couldn't get the ship for the event. Did nothing, like, I completed my main, and then it just, like, auto-completed on my other characters or whatever. Like, I was just done. So, like, oh, alright. Next year... Same thing, they had a sparrow that a lot of people, I guess, criticized and were unhappy with that as a reward, but nonetheless, there was a reward. And, again, I couldn't get it. And then this past year here, this past, like, maybe, around, before Shadowkeep came out, I think it was, I finally decided to make a Hunter and a Titan, because I wanted to start catching up to Guts here in my Triumph score. He had a
That was after Shadowkeep.
Was it? I thought
it was
in the...
after... No... Yeah, Shadowkeep. I'm thinking Forsaken.
Yeah, it was in the time before Shadowkeep where we were bored and then...
It's when we finished all the vanilla Shadowkeep content. It was like, well, what are we going to do? Because we've already done this. It's like, well... And you were like, what's your Triumph score? And it's like, higher than yours.
Yeah.
And you were like, this cannot stand.
So this is the first year that I've had all 3 for Solstice, and I was like, I can finally get the exotic, whatever it is this year, a ship, a sparrow, ghost, whatever it is, I can go for it this year. I was excited. I was looking very forward to the event. And then Bungie announces the event, and they talk about all the loot in the event, and they don't say a single word about what you get for all 3 characters. Is there something? Is there not something? What is it if there's something? There's just no mention of it at all. So they've been secretive with a lot of rewards, exotics and things like that, you know, as of late. So I'm thinking, okay, they're trying to keep it a secret. You know, they don't want it known. So day 1 of the event, we decided to do all of our Titans first because we thought it'd be more beneficial to stay on the same class because all the classes have different objectives. So we all did our Titans on the blue set, and then we were going to start the Warlock the next day on the blue set. And I think it was the next day before we all got on is when I got the news that there is no, direct from Bungie, there is no reward for doing all 3 characters this year because people complained that the Sparrow last year wasn't worth it. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't, you know, look, it was cheap or whatever.
And that it was too hard to do 3 characters and blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Well, the main...
fair, like, last year's grind was stupid.
Oh, the grind was definitely worse next year, and we'll get into that in a minute. But just want to finish up talking about my motivation to not, or a lack of motivation to do all 3. So that kind of took the wind right out of my sails. I'm like, alright, now I have a month to do 1 character. And my main, my Warlocks, I was already like halfway done with his blue set at that point. So I'm like, alright, there's new stuff on GTA. I'm not going to do my other 2 characters. I got a whole month. I'm just going to, you know what, I'm going to take a few days and step away. Because we had just gone through like a month and like 6 weeks of grinding.
Massive raiding.
Yeah, grinding the crap out of the raids for moments of triumph, carrying a bunch of, not carrying, but like teaching a bunch of people those raids and stuff. So I needed a break. And then I got on one night after that last week, or I think it was, and I turned my blue set into the legendary and finished my legendary and made it the magnificent set all in one night. So it wasn't hard at all. Like, and then a couple nights later, I got on with some other people and I finished up everything but trials. So I mean, it's really, to me, the grind was not bad at all. Now they did make some changes too. On the fly this year, they made changes to the double and triple modifier because there was some glitches going on where if you started on your Titan, that was another thing, because we started on our Titan, initially I thought we had kind of screwed ourselves and it was going to take even longer to do the Warlock than it would have, because everybody was saying, oh, it's glitched if you start on your Warlock or your Titan, the double modifier and triple modifier for the objectives is not working. That was a new thing they added this year, that if you completed the armor on one character and then switched characters, it had a ×2 modifier and on all the objectives. And then if you completed that character and switched to another one, then it had a ×3. So that was cool that they did that this year, because like you said, Crimson and Gus were saying, last year it was super grindy. Super grindy. It was a lot less grindy this year.
Your first character still kind of is, like the 10 Gambit matches, and it has to be normal Gambit, and they're so slow.
That's slow depending on your team, yeah.
That's another thing too, they don't communicate well. Like, there's nothing telling you, oh hey, by the way, I'm gonna die.
Gambit
There's a chest over here by me, Crimson. I failed to get to it. They don't say Gambit Prime and Comp don't make orbs. Now, I understand after hearing people talk about it on a podcast why they don't make orbs, because it's competitive. I found the chest. That they don't want people having like unlimited grenades and different things that you get when you have that overflow from picking up the orbs.
But so Gambit Prime isn't.
Gambit Prime is the...
Comp is.
Gambit Prime is, I guess, considered by Bungie the competitive mode within Gambit. Gambit Regular is considered like regular Crucible, but, you know, Gambit. And then Gambit Prime is like Gambit's version of Comp, I guess, the more hardcore version where the armor has its effects and all that crap. I guess that's why they have it enabled. I don't know. It makes a little bit of sense, but... Sorry, I had to take a sip of water there. Alright, so we talked about the grind. We brought up how many characters you guys have done, and how many I'm going to do. How do you like the look of the armor?
It's not bad, per se. I don't like that the Titan armor is so shiny. And
You can shader that, though.
You can. And I feel like the Hunter always gets the best design.
I halfway disagree. A lot of times Titans look badass and Hunters are like, enjoy your dumbass armor.
If you're into the whole Titan tank look, you know.
I mean, that's the whole point of a Titan, is being the tank.
I don't personally like it, you know.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but like to me, that's kind of like, well, if you don't like being a tank, don't be a tank.
That's why I saved my Titan for last.
What's your main?
Warlock. I'm a Warlock main.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to really like the armor on... So you think that the Hunter's got the best even though you're a Warlock main?
I don't like a lot of the Warlock's attire. There are some things that I really like, and then there are other things I'm just like... Does it always have to be a dress, my guy?
I mean, we're supposed to be like a wizard. I mean, a Warlock's a male witch, right? So you're going to have robes, you're going to have like a cloak, whatever you're going to have, you know?
Yeah, I know. I just wish for something a little bit more tactical every now and again.
I mean, I could see his point. Like, you could armor up a robe to it looks like a true battle robe versus here's your cloth armor again.
I think the
like
closest...
if you ever seen like Troll Hunters on like Netflix or whatnot, and you finally meet Merlin, like he has armor. He has actual armor. He's not wearing robes.
Are you watching the stream right now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
inspect my, or like look at what I'm showing off. So this is from the season of the Vex, whatever the, oh god, I can't think of the name, but
Season of the Undying.
Undying, thank you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right? I mean, yeah, so you still got the robes, but there's a lot of like armor and plating going on there. You've got,
Yeah, right. I like that armor in particular. You know.
yeah. Let me show you.
It's
Probably
just-
why Vaulted Glass was always the Warlock's favorite armor.
Let me show you more real quick. They do have stuff like that from time to time. What's another one?
Like we got that other set that, what was it, the Himalayan, whatever it's called. I didn't like that. There's another one that starts with an M. Let me go ahead and kill this thing. And
What about this one? The Virtuous
Yeah,
robes from Season of Dawn, same 14.
I didn't play Season of Dawn. I was away.
Look at this one then. Look at
Yeah,
that.
no, I see it. That looks nice. That looks really nice. I like
Yeah,
that.
they started getting some really good armors for
Look
a
at,
while.
Look at this one is all like, look at the chest and the shoulders and everything. Northlight robes.
So now, personally, like with the Titan, the only real thing I didn't like about this season's armor is I hate that feather plume mohawk on the top of the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hunters, they got that single feather, it kind of, okay, I can see it. The warlocks, y'all got that fucking awesome double-horned fucking shit. And we got a faux hawk again.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And it's like, why, just rip that off and just say there. And it would have been better to me. And I know there's people, but it's just like, I don't like the Titan armors with the fur. Like, it's not me.
Like bone fangs and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, really? Really? You could have made this look so cool and kept a theme, but no, we're just gonna put fur in there, because why not?
I mean, have you seen the Wraith Trail robes for the Warlock as well?
I'm not a big Warlock player. I will admit this. I am totally a Titan. I will play the other classes when I have to and there's a reason, but I like the Warlock over the Hunter. I just can't use the Warlock over the Hunter.
When were the Wraith Trail robes brought out? Sorry.
I don't remember. It's the symbol that looks like a bird. I can't remember what that is.
Okay, I'll look for it. Go ahead, Guts. You play the other characters, but...
You know, like, I can use a Hunter and I can jump and I can get around and I may not be the best, but I can use them. I'm competent on a Hunter. I'm retarded on a Warlock. I can't even jump across the chasm. Infamous, how many times have you seen it?
Yeah. I was,
okay,
how much
watch,
was
look,
I...
This is a 5-foot gap. I'm falling in it 4 times.
How much was I cursing when we were doing the EAZ when I was on my blue set for the Titan? You know?
Yep.
That's why I never made a Titan or a Hunter. I don't like them.
Which is weird because the Titan and the Warlock's jumps are actually the closest to each other.
Yeah, I know.
And if you main one or the other, you can't use the others.
Yeah.
Or not very well.
You get so used to what you're used to, and everything else just feels foreign. It feels like you're playing a different game. Almost, you know? Maybe I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, it feels...
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it. So, back to the armor, though, compared to last year's Solstice.
The last year's Solstice was... Like, this is the honest thing. Last year's Solstice was disappointing to everyone because it was an exact copy of the year before's.
Yes.
Exact copy with a new glow.
Mm-hmm.
That you had to buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had to buy the... each different glow, too. You had to buy, like, the Solar, Arc, and Void.
Per class.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, that was the only difference was like, oh, there's a new glow for it, so we earn a new glow. No, you buy it. But you get the exact same armor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why would you put the same armor in again?
Yeah.
You know, at least this year you could see they upgraded the armor and made it a little bit different, and the fact that, you know, now our light is so powerful it's cracking the armor.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the better sets they've made, better looking sets they've made, in my opinion, in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a good long while. there's a bit of controversy over it, though. We'll get into that here.
How the hell did that happen? How did my well get up there?
You put it on. Was that you? No, that was him, right?
What the hell happened to
Was
my
that the?
well?
Was that? Yeah, you put it on top of the boss. When you went to put it down, you hit an enemy with it. That's what happens. I've done that before.
Oh man, that sucks.
It still works. No, it still works. If you stand right underneath it, it'll like send little tethers out to you to give you the effect, like you're in it.
Yeah, I've been tricked by that before. Where the fuck's the well? Look up. What the fuck?
I think you were asking me why don't I do that all the time, if it was whatever, but...
Yeah. But you know what? We should have remembered that, because I remember, like, when we first got the wells, like, y'all would drop them on us and kill us with them.
Yeah.
Like, it was a glitch. You would hit us with a fucking sword and kill us. I remember when we first did Last Wish, and it was like, infamous, stop dropping the flag on us, or the sword on us. You're costing us a token, brother.
You're doing the right thing. Sabotage.
So, let's see here what the next thing I want to talk about is.
Like, I'll admit, this season, though, for the Titans, I have not found a bad set of armor yet. The Dido armor is fucking awesome. I like the Season Pass armor is fucking awesome. You mix the two and you can make yourself look like a goddamn Gundam.
Well, while we're talking about the armor, let's talk about... Everybody remember in Destiny 1, right? How awesome that armor was. That's another reason
the glowing armor?
Yeah, that's another reason...
Or the raid armors.
The raid armor from Age of Triumph. The armor... Even the Rise of Iron... Not the, like the Iron Lord armor that you would get from the story mode that had the flames in it. That armor and the armor with the ornaments on it you got from doing the raids over again, the Age of Triumph versions of the raids, is the best armor they've ever put in Destiny 1 or Destiny 2. I'm sorry, you won't convince me otherwise. And
you don't have to apologize.
Because that,
I kind of agree with you.
Because that had a similar structure as to what we're doing right now in Moments of Triumph, where we're replaying all these old raids that are going away, and similar thing to kind of what we're doing with Solstice. I've always kind of felt, I guess, subconsciously that Solstice is a comparable event to Age of Triumph, when in fact it's not.
Army of One. Oh, right.
You know,
Sorry.
and especially and especially now, like because we've been doing the raids and everything. I'm trying. I guess I subconsciously was comparing it, and it just does not compare at all, you know?
I think a lot of the armor sets from D1 are better than the armor sets from D2.
Yeah.
That I will agree with. There were a lot that were better. Now, this is strictly speaking from the Titan view, because I have seen the other twos, and I'm like, so y'all didn't get as cool as shit as we did. The Titans this season is competing with D1. Like, damn. Now, like, I have all the armors on the Warlock, I have the armors on the Hunter, and it was like, why didn't they get as cool of a set as we got?
I mean, that's subjective,
you know, I can't answer to that.
Because Bungie.
That's all subjective, though, like, whether you like the look of it or not. I'm happy with what the Warlocks have got and what they've been getting. Honestly,
well, like, I'll admit, I have not met a Hunter yet who likes the Season Pass armor with that big-ass antenna that wraps around their body. And it's like, you have a bigger antenna on your armor with the Warlocks, and the Titans just have that little one sticking off their helmet.
Yeah.
And, like, I see that one on the Hunter, and it's like, why did they do that to the Hunters?
The only thing I don't like about the Warlock's antenna thing is that when you're running somewhere where light is behind you and it casts a shadow in front of you or on the floor, it's kind of distracting and annoying to see the shadow of that big freaking antenna bobbing around in front of you and stuff. It's weird. It just, I don't know. It's a minor little nitpicky thing. Right now your ship, Crimson, is in my view. I'm watching us fly in. I'm looking at your ship. Beautiful ship. Should have been earnable by completing all 3 characters, or at least by completing all the last tier of objectives on the 3rd set of armor. Should not have been an Eververse.
Why do that? Why do that? Or we can make money off of it.
Yes, but they they did this in the past, where they had the ship in the first Solstice and they had the Sparrow in the second Solstice. Fuck the people that complained. You know what I mean? And they also did things in the past where they had, like, dungeons, right? Where, like, for the Shadowkeep dungeon and the Shadowkeep raid, the Garden of Salvation, Eververse had a Sparrow and a ship that looked exactly like Divinity. You could 100% tell they were modeled after Divinity. And then they had a ghost that was a harpy, freaking Vex harpy, right? And people complained, hey, that should have been in the raid. That should have been the raid ghost, the raid ship, the raid Sparrow. And there was the dungeon, there was, I think a ship and a Sparrow, right? That looked just like the dungeon.
The hive-looking ones?
Yeah,
the red hive?
Yep, exactly, the Crimson Keep stuff. And Bungie apologized after that season for that stuff and said, we are no longer going to put stuff in the Eververse that looks like it came from an activity in the game. And last year's Solstice stuff was all like ghosts sitting in a life preserver and a ship, a Sparrow that looked like it was a boat. You know, it was
Beach ball.
Yeah, it was goofy stuff, and that's what I think Eververse should be. Eververse should be stuff that it's goofiness. It's stuff that, you know, emotes, ships.
It doesn't look
shaders.
lore-wise.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you ripped it out of an activity in game and put it into the Eververse. And it's especially frustrating when there's nothing in the activity. Like, I should want to get all 3 sets of armor. I should want to get all the way to the final set and fully upgrade it, and I should feel highly motivated to do that. And I must say, after talking with Guts the other day, I'm more motivated than I was prior to talking to him, because I was reminded about transmog, so I may be able to, because we don't know how it works yet. Bungie hasn't said exactly how transmog is going to work. But we may be able to turn this white set, this white glow set, into an armor ornament when transmog comes out. If we can do that, then it's a trophy that I'll always have, and it's you know, a look that I can always rock if I want to, or mix and match with other sets of armor, which is great. Because before I thought about that, I was thinking, oh well, I have to grind all the way up to the final thing and do all these other activities to get a white glow that exists on this set of armor, only on this set of armor, and I have to, you know, wear it. I have to upgrade it.
3 seasons, it's gone.
Yeah, and it's going to last a year. But the first legendary set, which is the second set you earn, you can go buy the ornaments from the Eververse, which grant you they dropped the price of this year, which is great. I applaud them for doing that. But you go buy the ornaments, and that's never going to expire. You can use that on any set of legendary armor anytime you want, conceivably as long as Destiny 2 lasts, right? So it's a superior reward for the mid-tier armor, as opposed to the reward you get for the top-tier armor, which really annoys
No, you
the shit
can
out of me.
put those ornaments on any armor. You know, it's not just for that armor.
Yeah, I know.
But you unlocked it by that armor.
That's even another reason to say, yeah, that it's even better. Another reason that makes it better than the white glow. Right?
Yeah.
It's a universal ornament.
Like, my only thought is, like you mentioned, and like I had told you, like, I didn't see the point of, like, making another way to get them when you're going to transmog it next year anyway.
I'm just saying the
or
white
in
glow.
November.
The white glow should have been an ornament just like the colored glows
The other
is.
set.
You can earn the white ornament if you get to the final set of armor and do all the objectives, and you just earn it. It's yours. You've got it. Boom. And you can put it on any armor you want. If you want the colored subclass ones, here, we got them at Eververse. You still have to unlock them by achieving that rank of armor, that mid-tier rank of armor. But you got to pay us 5,000 dust or silver or whatever to get it. And I was fine with that. That was fine. I just felt like they put the better reward in the mid-tier than they put in the end tier. And I feel, like I said, I feel a little bit better about it now with the whole transmog thing coming, thinking about that. But at the time, like, it just really was rubbing me the wrong way. And there needs to be better communication about a lot of that kind of stuff too, so that people don't feel that way. You know, so they could stop and think about, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to be able to transmog this or whatever. And back to the ship and sparrows and stuff, like, there's 2 sparrows in Eververse that look like this armor. They're specifically modeled just like the ship after this armor. They couldn't put one of those sparrows in the event and put one in the Eververse.
Right.
No.
You know, that would have been
Money.
great right there. Just something like.
Money, bro.
I understand it's money, and this is a free event. This is a free event, so you have to keep that in consideration too. We're not paying anything for this DLC. I mean, not DLC. This event. So you have to factor that in. They got to make their money. They got to pay the people that, you know, do the work of creating it. I understand that, but it should also be... I don't ever feel like the stuff that comes out of Eververse should ever be superior to what you could earn in the game. And me as a player, as a hardcore player, I consider myself, I always prefer to show off the ship sparrows. Yeah, the ships, the sparrows, the ghosts, and things that we earn in the game as opposed to what you can buy from Eververse. Somebody says to me, oh, where'd you get that ship? I like to be able to say, oh, I had to go do this really hard thing. I really had to grind out to get it. You know, it's hard to get. I don't want to say, oh, I bought it from Eververse. That doesn't, I don't like that.
We're being proud.
Yeah, it's...
Who doesn't like to show off the things they worked hard for?
Nah, I'll admit, like, I want that ship just because of how cool it looks, and I may rock it for a little, but by the next time we get an actual trophy ship, you know I'm going to switch back to trophy ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
All my trophy ships are kind of old right now.
I don't know. I'm a hardcore player. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that I don't have to grind like super hard to get the ship. However, I grinded all 3 characters last year. I did
You got that crappy sparrow.
Did everything the year before. I did everything this year. And I kind of get what you mean when I want something to show for it, other than my Guardian having a little glow coming out its shoulders.
Yeah.
I totally get it. At the same time, if Activision was still funding them, I would make that claim a lot louder. Because then they have that financial reliance. The fact that they're independent, I can sort of understand the moves that they're making when it comes to evidence.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know they need to make money, but they don't need to make money at the expense of keeping the player base happy, because then you're not going to make any money.
The first couple seasons, you could get everything without having to buy anything, except for the special edition shit. That's where they made their money. And then it became...
Can you get out the pillar, please?
You know, then they turned around and made it, oh, well... You know, and like, you can see it in my collections. Full pages of shit, full pages of shit, full pages of shit. 6 or 7 for the whole season. 6 or 7 for the whole season. Ghost, ships, whatever.
Yeah,
it really shows where they made that big switch to, you know, all the events that came around. Oh, it had a special engram, and you had to get everything before you got a repeat. And then, and like, yeah, we're not doing that no more. Like, I know y'all got to make money, but I mean, you know, I remember when it was Activision is the devil forcing us to do this. If once we get rid of them, we're not doing this no more. And then it got worse.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait a minute, I thought Activision was the devil making y'all do that. And now y'all are worse. Like, y'all can't blame Activision no more. Now, even with that, like, yeah, I'm still a hardcore fucking Destiny junkie. But they definitely need to work out the reward system for the sparrows and the ghosts and all of that shit. Now, I will give them credit. They kept their word with the Eververse armor. You know, the Dido armor being in the dungeon. I like that. I did like that.
Do you guys feel like not in terms of grindiness, but in actual skill level, forget about the blue set, forget about the first legendary set. I'm talking about the final legendary set to achieve the white glow. Okay? Do you feel like that those things were hard enough? That's what I wanted to know. And do you feel like it needs to be hard? Because that's the trophy for this event, is I got the white glow and you didn't. Look what I got. You know, look how cool I look. So was it still too easy to achieve, or was it hard enough? You say it needed to be harder. I agree. We'll get into the specifics in a second. Crimson, what do you think? Was it hard enough? Were you happy with it? I know you like the grind being less, but what about like doing the 1080 Nightfall, doing the trials, doing all that stuff?
I actually don't like the grind being less. I need something to do in this game. I'm at the point in this game where I need
Bring on Festival of the Lost, because I'm out of shit to do already, and we're a week in.
I need something to do, and I love the franchise. I've spent way more money than I care to admit on it. And I wish it was a little bit more grindy. Again, I completed all 3 characters, with the exception of the Master Nightfall and Trials. So I think it's too easy. I also think they shouldn't have forced Trials on everybody.
I'll agree with that one.
I don't like Trials, I don't like the sweats, and I don't like the amount of cheating that goes on. It's making it damn near impossible for me to do anything.
Yeah, I can agree with that one big time. Not like the 1080 Nightfall. Like, I understand the difficulty, but I wouldn't have said the Grandmaster, but they could have made a special mode real quick. Like, you know, the Chasm of Screams Savathun song that's harder than a 1080 Nightfall. Shit like that, you know, go complete this special version of the Nightfall.
Or just
the
get
Nightmare
the 100...
Hunt. Do a normal fucking Nightmare Hunt. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that was disappointing.
I mean, I can solo a normal Nightmare Hunt while eating and jerking off at the same time and get through a normal Nightmare Hunt. Like, that doesn't even take skill.
I mean, doing all of that at once takes a little skill. I don't know how you pull it off, but...
Yeah. I have what everyone calls monkey toes.
I didn't know what context you meant that in.
I can actually hold my controller and play and use my controller with my feet.
Oh my god.
I used to be able to write. But teachers didn't like me proving it.
Oh, come on. Get the fuck up there.
I mean, like that... Like, I don't even see the point of putting the Nightmare Hunt on there. Like, and then, like, even worse, like, Altars of Sorrows.
Well, the
Altars of Sorrow? Are you kidding me? How is that an objective?
I feel like Bungie was like, alright, we need them to do events that are not receiving a lot of attention. So, for the final armor pieces, let's just do that.
I mean, you know, they kind of did that with the lower ranks with the, like, go play normal Gambit, but, like, they could have put, you know, reset your Gambit rank and made people go, oh, shit, we're going to play a lot now.
People are already bitching and complaining they have to play 10 matches per character. They're crying about it.
It's not 10 per. It's 10 for one, it's like 6 for the other, and 4
with
for
the
the
multiplier,
last.
yeah.
During this grind, I have done 416 Gambit matches.
You did 416 Gambit matches during the Solstice event?
In a week?
Yes.
What?
Ew. How?
Grindy. I was helping other people do the grind.
They just take so fucking long.
It's been... I think
I'm on my last Gambit match, by the way.
First half of the week, I've probably gotten maybe like 3 hours of sleep a day. Christ. And that's all Gambit.
I'm not big on sleep.
Now, did you feel this way last year, too, that you know you wanted more grind after the grind was done? You wanted more grind?
No.
Last year, the grind was the exact amount of grind that I never wanted to do.
Okay. Because if you're gonna play the game like you're saying with the amount of playing it, they'll never be able to feed you enough content to keep you satisfied. You realize that?
I didn't want to do all of that Gambit.
I'm just saying content in general. If you consume it at that pace, you know what I mean. That's not
I tried
the average.
To pace myself this Solstice for the armor and stuff.
Because that's not the average player's experience. We are outside of the norm. You know?
This is true.
Like, me and Guts looked up our stats. We're in, what is it, top 1% or 10%?
Top 1.
In Destiny 2, and we were top 10 in Destiny 1 or something? Is that what we're looking at?
Top 5.
Yeah, something like that. I have it on my phone, but whatever. It's,
yeah.
We're up there. You know, we're in the top couple percent. And so that's like 95% of other people are not consuming the content with the veracity that we are, you know, if they even use that word correctly. You know, they're not sitting down and just sucking it all up like that. They have school, they have jobs. I mean, now with the coronavirus, obviously that's a lot less the case, but it's usually the case that we are outside of that curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, there was no bright dust on these bounties when the event started.
Yeah.
And that was a salty thing a little bit for some people too. Like, you're asking us to spend so much bright dust on these ornaments, and all the other events, including previous Solstice events, gave us a lot of bright dust, and these bounties have no bright dust.
That's
now,
like 6,000 bright dust for the ship, I think? Something like that?
It's 6,000 for one character's glows.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Like, the ship and the sparrow are one thing, but the glows, like, everybody's gonna want to get the glows, at least on one character, if not all three. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting the ship and sparrows, because like I said, I like to rock ships and sparrows and ghosts that I earn in the game, not ones that come from Eververse. The few that I have bought from Eververse, I end up not running them for very long, because I'm like, I'd rather rock the trophy ones. You know?
Let's get that ugly piece of shit.
Yeah, right. The one of the ugliest ships in the game came from 0 Hour. Disappointing.
It's a big trophy.
It should have been a Siva ship, but we're not going to get into that.
Agreed.
So they added today with a hotfix. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. They added, not only did they add bright dust to all the bounties, not all the bounties, the weeklies and the repeatables. Alright, so now you can farm more bright dust. But they also, it seems, I didn't see this in the patch notes, but I don't know about you guys, I think I have more dust than I did the last time I logged on. I thought I had like 6 or 7k. I have like 9k now. Almost 10.
I can check right. Oh yeah, I was down to 0. I'm at 3k.
Yeah, so they gave us, I heard somebody say they were going to do that. They were going to give us some of the dust that we had earned, or would have earned, from the bounties that we already completed that didn't have. That weren't.
Did you complete the bounties last week? Yes, here's some dust.
Exactly. So that was nice of them. That's a positive note that they did that kind of thing. What do you guys think about the miscommunication or lack of communication? Things like how they were, you know, oh, you're going to be able to earn the glow from Eververse after you get the Majestic. Oh no, we mean the Magnificent. Oh wait, it's the Majestic. And the what one was an ornament, what one wasn't an ornament, and then like orbs dropping in this activity but not in that activity. Like they didn't say there wasn't going to be a reward for all 3 characters until they said it on like Twitter, like the 3rd day of the event or something, 2nd or 3rd day of the event. Like what is going on? To be honest,
I would honestly say that Bungie needs to look into their supervisors. Because somebody ain't doing their fucking job. Like, I saw where you were talking about, like, I was reading a news article where it was like, every day they were saying something better or something different, planning a retraction, changing what they were said, and they're like, what the fuck is going on at that company?
Like, you and me were even having a disagreement. You're like, no, you had to get the Magnificent set to get the glows from Eververse. I'm like, dude, I just got the 2nd set and walked up to Eververse and bought the ornaments. Like, there was so much confusion in the community.
Like, if you originally read the actual glows, it says not attainable until obtaining Magnificent armor set.
Yeah, they fucked it all up.
So, like, I mean, you go to the store, you read the actual thing you're buying, it says Magnificent, but yet you could buy it with Majestic, and I was like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I had a super weird glitch with the Warlock.
Okay.
When you're supposed to get super kills on enemies, it's supposed to be any enemy.
Right.
But for me, it only worked when I killed Guardians.
Okay, you're talking about the boots, aren't you?
I think it was the boots.
See, I think you're
I
saying...
was like, get arc super kills. And then it said on Guardians, but that was a UI glitch or something like that, and it supposedly was supposed to be for every enemy. When my buddy Gene did it, it worked for every enemy. For me, it only worked for...
Yeah, I saw that.
For me,
I experienced a similar one. It said Guardians, but it worked everywhere, and then I had one that said everywhere, and it was Guardians only.
Yeah, so the descriptions on them were messed up.
Frustrating thing, because arc super kills, I guess, for Warlock and Crucible, Gambit,
What's going on, Apex?
I was on a Chaos Reach build that lasted like 40 seconds or something. Like it was crazy.
I mean, once I figured out where the texts were wrong, it didn't take me long to do any objective on any armor. Again, the longest one was, you know, waiting for my turn to team up with our Crucible guys and like, okay, 7 wins, I don't care about Flawless this week. And like, I actually got lucky because they were like, hey, so-and-so ain't on, like, you want to just come with us now? Like, it's our normal run. I was like, sure, I'll get my wins in.
None of the miscommunication absolutely ruined the event or made it unplayable, but it's annoying that, you know, get your shit together, you know. It took so many different trial and error and them going on Twitter and going on this place and that place correcting, you know, things that they had wrong.
But then the corrections weren't even right.
Yeah.
Oh, they corrected this. No, they fucking didn't, because that didn't work neither. I had to do this. Really? Yeah, try doing it like this. Yeah, that worked. I mean, me, you, and Hoover were doing that the first night with the Titan armor.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for checking it out, King Apex.
So, like... I mean, all in all, it's not a bad event. I guess I came into it this for once with a less expectations. It's a free event for everyone. It's not going to be like it's been for all the other years.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as hardcore. It's not going to have as big as a reward. And like you finally with wanting to do all 3 characters were like, I'm expecting this is a, you know, end game player event. And it was like, no.
Yeah, I had my expectations set a lot higher than I did in years past because of that.
I found it so funny, like, I had told you, like, we always have the opposite thing. I want that hardcore, long-term, dedicated players fucking content and rewards. And you're always like, they're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. Like, this is for everyone. And then this time you were, I want that. I know what Guts is talking about. I feel that burn for that. Only the hardcore players are going to get this. And then it was like, no.
They have to strike a balance between the casual and the hardcore, but they have to make there be things that are worth chasing for the hardcore, otherwise the casual will never turn into a hardcore. You know what I mean? You'll have people that have a very casual engagement with the game and never really become that guy that plays every day or wants to go out and do every activity and get every piece of loot, if they don't make the loot at the end game desirable enough. And
it's just like... Go ahead.
That's my complaint with the, like, 3-character thing, or lack of having a 3-character reward, and my initial disappointment with the glow ornament that you get on the 2nd tier versus the 3rd tier. You know what I mean? That I kind of got over.
Yeah. But, like, to me, like, that goes back to that balance of, like, what are they going to do with these exotic ciphers for these guns that you had to get them during the season? You know, like, we've seen it in the past, the Thunderlord, the Arbalist. Oh, we're just going to add them into the normal pools later, and they'll get them as a random drop in the first week after this update. you know, we earned those weapons. The ones from the previous seasons, these exotics, there were ones we earned. And then there were some that were just thrown at us. I don't know how I feel about. But, you know, oh, are they going to put the exotic ciphers in the Eververse stores? Is there going to be activities where you might be able to earn them? Well, you know, you're giving away, you know, some of the better weapons and harder to get weapons that we had to earn. And now you're either able to buy them or just give them away. Like, where's the reward for the players who did take the time to earn them then? Oh, your reward is you got to use them that whole time.
Yeah.
But the reward should be it's also a trophy that I went out and earned it.
What if, you know what I think a good balance between that would be? Maybe if you got an ornament when you found it, or when you got it early, that was exclusive on the weapon.
If you got it in the first week it came out, here's your ornament for doing it.
I wouldn't say week, because I never get them in the first week. But I would want to say, I mean, well, for quest exotics, we get them on like the first day or two. But for RNG ones like 1K voices and Anarchy and stuff,
no,
I
I'm
don't
not
get
talking
them for
about like
months.
1K in those.
Yeah.
I'm more talking about like the season pass ones.
I think they look
the
at
Whisper of the Worm, the you know, the Outbreak Prime. Like Whisper with IO going away is going away.
Yeah. I think
so. How are they going to get Whisper from now on? They're going to add it to that damn list of no longer attainable guns you can get with a cipher.
Probably, but I know they
where's
said.
The...
Well, they said in the TWAB they're going to add more ways to get ciphers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I relayed that information, but as far as
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if they make it an earnable in-game thing, or if you can buy them in the Eververse, everyone who earned them, what was the point?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Look.
I'm answering how I feel about it to you saying that. So when you and me go out and we go get Outbreak Prime the way we got it, that was... When the hell was that? That was in between... It was like during the season of the Reckoner, wasn't it? Or something? So that was year 2, right? And we're starting year 4. It was the tail end of year 2 we got that. Because
something like that.
Something like that, yeah. It's a year, maybe 2 years old at this point. Right? Something like that. I think it's a year, because I know I'm getting bogged down in the details of how old it is, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's something like that, so we've had it for at least a year, and we went and we got to experience that mission when it was new, and have the weapon, and have the... Alright, King Apex, thank you. To experience the mission, experience the weapon, get the emblem, you know, do all that stuff, run a bunch of people through it. Now they have to remove content from the game to make room. If they create new missions for these, I mean, it could be a quest in your quest category, and I don't see that taking up a lot of memory or space. They could do that. But they're not going to create a dungeon to put it in, or like they had it before. That defeats the purpose of removing the one that it's in now. You know what I mean? The whole point of removing the one they have now is to make room in the game. As far as the ciphers, they need to make the ciphers earnable in-game, and they need to make it not so easy to earn. But I'm okay with them... Okay, you're not going to get to experience the cool dungeon-esque mission that Outbreak was in. You're going to have to just go earn a cipher and buy it from a vendor, and you'll get Outbreak. And it does take a little bit away from, you know, maybe they're not... It's not going to be as difficult for them to earn it. But the gun's been in the game for so long, kind of how, like, they buff the drop rates of raid exotics. I'm okay with that, personally. After the raid has been out for a year or something, go ahead, buff the drop rates of those exotics. Because at this point, if, you know, people get tired of freaking farming for it. And if you don't buff the drop rate, people are just going to give up. You know?
But at least they actually had to go do the activity to get it.
Yeah, agreed. And I think this is a unique situation, though. It's not anything they've ever done before. Because I
disagree. I disagree. Destiny 1, when we first got the Reef and you had to do the missions for Petra, that was the only way to get that sniper rifle.
Bully and Gemini.
And when they pulled it, you know, when they ended that event, you could no longer get it, and there was never another way to get it.
Bully and Gemini, the exotic?
No. No, it was like the Supremacy or one of those. It was
Oh!
a legendary sniper rifle that
Yeah.
was super badass. And if you got it, it was, oh my god, you have one.
I'm
And then
running it right now.
They never put it back.
I'm
You know,
running it
they
right now.
never put it back in D1. And
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like they flat out told everyone, if you didn't do the event and you missed it, you missed it. Suck it
Yeah.
up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
And like you said, they've had a
Some
year or
people
2
find the
years.
game. I think it's only fair to make it available for new players.
They've
You
had a
see,
lot of
but
complaints.
that's a reward for people who have played forever.
But
You had
can't-
access to all that stuff.
But they don't want
But
weapons
it's
to
not
be
fair
those
to
rewards.
new players.
They want.
How is it not fair? They could have played at any time.
Let's
Some
say-
people don't have the financial ability to purchase the game until a certain amount of time.
Yeah, or let's say you go into Crucible against me and you've got the Supremacy and I don't, because it's always been a good Crucible sniper from what I remember. It could be said or considered that you have an unfair advantage against me, and I don't even have the opportunity to go earn the weapon if you want to do it the way you want to do it. So that's why they do it. They said they're trying to reduce the amount of FOMO, fear of missing out, in the game. So I feel like the better way to reward, for me anyway, personally, the way I feel like you should reward hardcore players is with cosmetic things, like the Age of Triumph armor ornaments. You know what I mean? Exclusive exotic weapon ornaments, maybe, and stuff like that. I mean, yes, you still want to have very powerful gear in the end game, but eventually, if you need to bring that gear out of that activity, whether it be because it's being retired or whatever, like, that's okay in a sense to me, as long as it's a long way off from when it originally dropped. You know what I mean? Like, people... I never got to experience Vex Mythoclast in Destiny 1 in Crucible before it got nerfed. You know, I missed out on that. And it wasn't because I didn't try to get it, you know what I mean? But I just never got it. It's not really necessarily the same thing, but it kind of is the same thing. Where if you get something early, you get to experience it when it's hot, when it's fresh, when it's overpowered maybe because it hasn't been gotten a chance to get nerfed yet, you know? And then later on, everybody gets a chance to get it. You know what I mean? They may not even get it then because they may not do what they need to do to get an exotic cipher or whatever, but it's there. You know, it's there if they want to get it. But you have this cool memory of you got it when it was new and fresh, and you went and, you know, smoked people in Crucible before they nerfed it, you know? Used to kill raid bosses all the time with it, and then before they nerfed it in PvE, whatever. It's a difference of opinion there, but I am 100% in agreement with you on the fact that I want really powerful and or really good-looking loot for my hardcore activities, whether it be emblems, ghosts, ships, ornaments, weapon ornaments, or just straight-up armor and weapons. And some things, like I think they did a really good job in the dungeon where you can replay the dungeon as much as you want to keep going after that loot. I really like that armor. I'm actually torn right now.
Once you get all of it.
Yeah. I'm actually torn right now between wearing the Season Pass armor, the Dido armor from the dungeon, and
now
this
Solstice.
new armor. Yeah. Like, I don't know what set I like the most. Right now, I think it's this set.
I'm wanting to mix and match pieces, but, like,
yeah.
There's too many decisions.
Let me see. We kind of strayed off there a minute, which is fine. I just want to go back and check my talking points. Is anybody grinding? Me and Crimson are doing it right now, but I'm more or less just doing this for the podcast to have gameplay in the background. Is anybody actively grinding or planning to grind the EAZ to get better rolls of the armor, the white armor, the final set?
I have opened now 140 packages, and I have gotten 1 pair of gloves on my Titan.
You only got 1 pair of gloves? All your other packages were not armor?
No. All the other packages did not contain Solstice armor.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm unlucky or it just has a terrible fucking drop rate.
Oh no, Jesus wants to bless you, he'll bless you in time.
Yeah. I've gotten one additional character, and that's it.
That's crazy.
And I've opened, out of those 140, you know, 5 were on the Warlock, and like 3 or 4 were on the Hunter because I had to do it for the armor.
Uh-huh.
I mean, to be fair...
And the rest went to my Titan.
Since launch, and I still don't have a Bygones. So, I think this game is really good.
You could have gotten one of those direct from the vendor.
The Drifter?
Yeah, you buy one right off them as soon as you hit a certain rank. I don't know if it's still like that. But you can just go to the tower and buy one, just like you can buy the rocket launcher.
Is not one of the Umbrals a Bygones? No?
Nope.
Nope.
And I've never been able to buy one off the Drifter, to my knowledge.
He used to sell one that was a static roll.
Yeah, it was a rank reward for like hitting rank 2 or 3 with Infamy. Like you reset your rank 2 or 3 times and you're able to buy it. You reset your Infamy a few more times.
That was
and they've they pulled it out.
No, they had it. I'm telling you, they had the Pulse and they had the Rocket.
It was the
different ranks.
The first one got you the Rocket, the second one got you the Pulse, the third one got you the Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
But this was back before anyone gave a shit about doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't particularly care about Gambit until I decided to go for the Dredgen title.
We didn't care about Gambit too much until we decided we wanted to be Reckoners.
Well, I did Dredgen too, but then we did a whole season of Reckoner as well.
Right. Well, like, we already, like, just playing the way we did, we were pretty much all Dredgens, already had it. Like, me, the only one I was ever missing was I had to go steal moats. And with the team we played with, I never got to invade, so I never got to steal moats.
Yeah.
In normal Gambit. And then I just knocked that out to get it. But, like, we played so much during the season of the Reckoner and Gambit that, like, we don't play unless we have to.
Oh, Gambit.
So, how do you guys feel there's no gun like there is for the Halloween events? You know, when you have the what is it called, the Halloween event?
Festival of Lost.
Thank you. Yeah, the Festival of... I can't fucking remember its name.
I mean, we've never had a gun in Solstice, so
right.
It'd be cool if they gave us a Solstice gun. You know, I do not understand why the Traveler's Chosen was not a part of Solstice.
Mm-hmm. I heard it was delayed.
Like, that totally should have been a part of Solstice. Like, we had it with the first set of armor. It just didn't make sense. And now that you tell me that, like, oh, they're saying it was delayed, like, okay, I guess that makes more sense.
I think they said they delayed it because the next season got delayed, so they're trying to stretch out the content of this season a little more. Not that that's necessarily...
the reason why Solstice is a month long.
Yeah. Solstice we wouldn't have had as much time to grind Solstice. God, we missed a bunch of chests this one. Looking over at my freaking talking points and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so actually I have that as a talking point. Just 2 other things I want to bring up, and then if we want to talk about anything after that, otherwise we can wrap up. Are you guys still excited, and I know probably the answer that we all have, are you guys still excited for Traveler's Chosen and the Exodus quest? You know what the Exodus quest is, right, Crimson? I know Guts does.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys still amped for that, or are you kind of like, I'm just going to walk away and wait till Beyond Light comes?
I mean, the Traveler's Chosen, yeah, I'm totally, like, I'm waiting for it, like, what the fuck, already give it to me, give it. The Exodus quest, I mean, I'm doing it every week, but I don't see where it's, like, really advancing the story any. Like, the first week, it was a major part of the story. The second week, major part of the story. Third week, like, has nothing to do with the fucking story anymore. Just go keep doing it.
Yeah, now
Go get your lore. Go get your lore.
Right now, they're just bounties. You're getting lore from it?
Yeah, I get a lore every week.
Oh, you mother... I asked you a couple weeks ago. Are you getting any dialogue or anything? I didn't know we got lore drops from that.
When you turn in the final one to the recaster, it gives you lore.
Oh, no, not that. Not the weekly story mission. I'm talking about the weekly bounties on the it's on all the planets that have the
planetary vendors, yeah.
Oh,
that
the
have the
weekly
pyramid
bounties?
ships that have the pyramid ships on them. Io, Mars.
Oh, I
all
mean,
the
I've
planets that are
been
leaving.
doing them every week. There's just not a part of the story anymore.
Yeah, that's the Exodus
and they
quest.
should be.
We're gonna have a mass exodus. We're gonna evacuate those planets. Those are the ones that are going away.
The Exodus quests, part of it that started it was doing the whole Eris thing, and then Eris sent you to talk to them and help them, and Zavala wanted you to go help them evacuate. Like, they were all tied in together, and then it just dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if they meant for it to drop off, but it's like, it has nothing to do with the story at this point, except, like, yeah, it's going on in the background.
I wonder if, again, that was just something that got pushed back to extend the season. You know, the timeline of when those missions were gonna happen or whatever. The story advancing.
Well, if they did, they need to give us our shit.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly excited for either.
No?
Like you said, the Exodus stuff isn't really providing anything to soothe my craving for lore. Mm-hmm. And the Traveler's Chosen may have some pretty neat lore attached to it, but a big part of everything for me is gameplay, and I just don't feel like it's gonna be another lackluster about it.
So as far as evacuating the planets and not giving lore, you don't feel that there's going to be an interesting story there as to where are these vendors going to go? Are any of them going to die?
I just see no point in doing the activity itself, like on the bounties. They don't offer anything.
Like, there should be something going on, dialogue, story-wise, whatever, that brings you back every week to see on this next exciting episode of evacuating a fucking planet.
Right.
But there's not, I don't even feel like a sense of urgency with the contact events like I should.
Yeah.
You're gonna put them in the game, like, do an update, I don't know, every week or so where the planet is destroyed a little bit more or something. You got the ability to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's more covered by darkness, it's being set up by the pyramid ship aliens, they're conquering it, something.
I more or less meant the coming conclusion of the quest, not like, are you going and doing the bounties every week? I'm not going and doing the bounties every week. I mean, are you looking forward to how they're going to wrap it up? And we're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
That very much so. Now, like, I've been doing all the bounties every week. Like,
yeah, 'cause you're nuts.
I feel like I'm punishing myself, but
exactly.
My biggest thing is I don't want to get to 2 weeks before the expansion and this quest kicks off and you had to have 25 bounties done.
I thought about that too, and I was like, God, that better not happen.
To do this next thing. Or, a reasonable amount, and they're going to turn it on to where you can do repeatables now and those count, but like... Or you have to have 100 bounties and the weeklies counted as 5 each.
Yeah.
And now you have to turn around and go do 90 repeatable bounties or you're not going to get done.
Can you imagine the salt in the player base if they do that? Go ahead.
I don't give a shit. It gives me something to do.
Yeah. Now they do,
but
weekly bounties do give you something though, real quick. So
they give you the engram.
Yeah, so like it's better than a regular Umbral engram. It is a darkness infused, already leveled up. You don't have to like level it up at the recaster. It's already leveled up. So if you're not max power, it'll drop you like on. It drops on power stuff, and you don't have to like upgrade it in order to do that. And I forget if there's specific weapons. Isn't there specific weapons in there? Isn't that where you get the Icolos?
There's 3 or 4 different ones, and they all have different stuff.
Yeah, the Icolos, SMG, and Sniper only come from there, I think, right?
Yes, the Behringer grenade launcher, the one for the Triumph, comes from there.
I get all of that from regular Umbrals.
No, but you had to have gotten it from those bounties first. That was the
Once
first
you
place
get
to
it,
get
the first one, you can get it from a normal Umbral, but those guarantee it to contain those.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So if you wanted to farm any one of those specifically...
If you really like the SMG, you would recreate the one that's the SMG over and over and over to farm SMGs. Versus You know, you cash in a normal engram, it's a like 1 in 50 shot of getting the SMG. Once you add in all the weapons and all the armor.
Focus engrams? They have a specific focus engram for the SMG at the
yeah, but you didn't unlock that.
Those are the ones you had to unlock it by doing the first weekly bounties.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I haven't unlocked. It's just that's the point I'm making. Like,
once you've unlocked it, you don't need to do it.
There's nothing worthy.
Yeah, I agree. It's not very like that's why I'm not doing it. I don't feel motivated by the reward. But I'm just pointing out that maybe for a less hardcore player, there is something there. It's not like there's no reward for doing them. There is a reward. We're just not motivated by the reward. Was my point.
That's fair. That's a fair statement. I think this will be my last match. My sister is next to me, bored.
Yeah, that's cool. I think we've pretty much exhausted. We've gone through all my talking points, and we've exhausted just pretty much everything we could say about both the GTA Online DLC and the Solstice event. I don't have nothing else to really contribute at this point. I have no idea what we're going to do next week, so normally near the end of the episode we'll talk about what we're doing next week. I don't know right now. I mean, I've got a lot of ideas, we've got a lot of things written down, a lot of things we've tossed around in previous
presidential nominee debates.
I had an interesting conversation about that online today.
Oh shit, I was kidding.
About Biden and Trump?
Oh yeah. A very interesting conversation about it. And about what fact and opinion is.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I would be down to do an episode on stuff like that and politics in general when we get closer to the election. How close are we?
Yeah. I mean, it's in November.
Okay. Well, I'd want to do it in late October.
August, September, October. So 3 months away.
I would want to do it like I wouldn't want to do it when Cyberpunk is out or when Beyond Light isn't just fresh out either. I would want to do it like, you know, either right before the election that doesn't interfere with either of those things, or right after it, again, not interfering with any of those things.
Sounds good.
Crimson, did you want to plug your socials again if you guys are done talking about Destiny and GTA? Go ahead. I want you to do me a favor, I could just message you this, but I want to say it while I'm thinking about it. Message me your stuff, and I'll start putting the links in the description.
Ah, yeah.
That way you don't gotta yeah, that way you don't gotta every week, you know, say where people can reach you and all that stuff.
I don't mind it. It's so fun to like run through that list. I actually enjoy it.
Well, if you don't want to, just after this is over, just message me the information, the links, and then I will just copy paste them.
Well, I never said I hated making extra work for you either. Alright, you can catch me at Crimson_Waters on Twitch and on all my socials. You can catch me at Dodetsuke, that's DODETSUK. And for my podcast, you can find me at Some Salty Gamers Official, Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cool.
That's it. It's quick. It's easy.
Yep. Infamous 177 Gaming on YouTube. That's where you're watching this right now. If you missed part of the live stream, it'll go up as a video on my channel in the next few hours, at the latest, usually the next day. And you can also check out my TikTok under the same name, Infamous 177 Gaming. And I also have a Patreon page if you want to check that out, and the link is in the description of this video when it goes up. And if you want to support the channel further, you can do so there. And Guts?
Guts8690. I'm on PlayStation. That's about it.
You find him
I'm
playing...
just a part of this. I'm not trying to plug... I'm not trying to do anything myself, so...
If you need help,
if you could sell your soul to me, that'd be great.
If you need help getting carried through any difficult content on Destiny at all, he'll take PayPal.
Right.
We should start charging for that shit, except
Gene,
for clan members.
We should.
Yeah.
Clan members get it for free. Everyone else pays.
There you go. Yeah, we're gonna get this. That's like a T-shirt.
Or close friends. That way we can help Crimson without me charging them.
Yeah.
If you subscribe to his Patreon, he'll do it for you. Plain and simple.
And that'll wrap up another episode. Thanks for everybody that watched. We'll catch you next week, 7 p.m. Eastern, Thursday nights, as always. Thanks everybody for checking us out.
Peace.